Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Appreciate your patience getting into this match. We are just about to hop into the division portion of the season. This is where the rubber hits the road. EG Tech and Microsoft Offense 365 are going to be fighting their way for that Division 2 spot up into the finals bracket. My name is Dor, and I'm joined by the always chipper and large-haired Upmind. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing all right, Dor. It's been a very interesting regular season phase, which we ended up seeing. I'm trying to remember. I think 5 teams at this point, or 10 teams, made their way immediately into that playoff stage. But now all we have to do is wait for our representatives from Division 2, the teams that didn't exactly make the cut, but now that they have a second chance, they might be able to step up to the plate. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, like you mentioned, is going to be EG Tech facing off against Microsoft Offense 365. And this is Division 2 play. Like Dor said, we have, I think, maybe 25 teams, something of the sort. It's a very big amount of teams, aka that means a whole lot of Rocket League for you guys.
I mean, we're no strangers to EG Tech at this point. We've seen them on stream a couple of times. They are strong, right? Headed up by Salvo. The rest of the team backing him up is just as qualified. Microsoft Offense 365, though, on the other hand, we haven't really gotten too much whiff of. We've seen a lot of the other Microsoft teams. Obviously, Ninja Cats has been at the top for a while, but I mean, I'm really excited to see how this match plays out because, I mean, we've seen a lot of the teams like, Always With Shots, I'm Feeling Lucky. A lot of the teams that have been sitting at the top for a while, but this is where things, I think, really start getting shaken up.
Yeah, this is where things really start to get interesting because it almost seems like there's a discrepancy between the teams that got like only 4-1 and then 3-2. Like it's that big, and it just so happens to be that EG Tech is that one team where it's just like, wait, are they still in Division 2? It's almost a surprise to me, but we get to see them here on our server on our screens, facing off against Microsoft Offense. Oh man, what a name, by the way. Offense 365. Game number 1 inbound.
Ooh, let's see what EG Tech can do. You mentioned it before. How on earth are these guys Division 2? I mean, they took 2 very close losses to teams that did end up being all the way up in Division 1. So that's really no surprise to see them doing well already with 1 on the board for Nyland. It's exactly the pressure you're expecting from this blue side.
No, exactly so. But again, you have to give that away to a very early mistake. One player just flies on out. Like, he completely whiffs out on that save. And again, very unfortunate. But it's one of those things that happens early on in a set, early on in the game, that if you're not exactly warmed up, if you're not exactly ready, that's one that you could shake off pretty easily. Let's see how they can rebound now.
With the goal up, they can play a little bit more comfortably in their back line, but Microsoft Offense are no strangers to their namesake themselves. They're just trying to get a little bit better control of that ball so they can start building out their half and creating some solid attacking opportunities. This will be one as they've caught Salvo off his line 1v1. Trying to make the goal. Oh! Great challenge from Chansey, but Tiny can't quite find the follow-up.
Here comes Boogs, heading it up towards middle, trying to get himself a pass, but both of his teammates are more or less near midfield, rotating on back, trying to get themselves some boost. In shimmy, nice stop too, delaying a little bit more time, but Wyland is nowhere near, and the clear is gonna end up right in the net. A wild Chansey has appeared, and well, that's gonna equalize into a goal here in Rocket League. I love the aesthetic of that entire profile, by the way. Chansey,
yeah,
man.
It's just gorgeous. Almost as gorgeous as that goal. And honestly, it's exactly what I expected from them. They're coming back with some very coordinated play. They're catching EG Tech off their line. We know how aggressive EG Tech play. Sometimes it's to their own, demise. They've gotten so aggressive at times that they can't keep up with their own rotations, and it forces them off their line. Finally, Microsoft Offense are going to realize that, and it may be a little bit early because, I mean, you can see Nyland's already going to be recovering back, making that adaptation to make sure the back line isn't too open and control the midfield a little bit better for EG Tech.
Surely so, but it's still very much a tall task. It's still very much a long road ahead of them if they really want to keep things close. I mean, I'm not really going to depend on these first 2 goals to really give us a taste of what these 2 teams are all about. The first one was a fat whiff, and the second one was just straight clear with a missed rotation. At this point, we might see the mechanics come out and maybe some high-flying goals. Beautiful from Nyland as Shimmy takes his time midair, takes his time towards the backboard, and they pick apart the defense.
What a nice little play from EG Tech, keeping themselves closer around the goal, controlling the ball, controlling the space, and that's all they know they have to do, right? If you can hit your rotations, if you can just keep the ball locked into the opponent's half, it becomes a battle of attrition at that point. The longer you can choke away the boost, oh no, this is dangerous. Good touch by Tiny to get that one out. That could have been way, way worse for them. The ball still isn't necessarily clear, though, as it's being tossed around within the offense backline, but it hasn't really been cleared out solidly yet.
No, but it's just Tiny. It's literally, it has just been Tiny for the past 15 seconds trying to carry this ball out of their zone. And now he has to rotate back and do it once again. Huge from Tiny, still knocking it back and forth. But Joe Boogs actually goes up for it a little bit early and leaving Chansey to have to go up for it. Shimmy, good tap down, would have equalized into a pass, but Tiny is there. Huge clear. Salvo, beautiful stuff, collecting the ball off the wall. And now we get this gray area over towards mid. You have 3 players low on boost. And as we pass the halfway point of this game, Microsoft offense, they might be seeming to warm up on this offensive side, but we haven't seen too many chances. Oh, no. What a pass.
Oh,
no. Boogs. So he doesn't have the boost, nor does he have the movement to move out of the way. That was a beautiful pass, but he stops it himself. But yes, like I mentioned, Dor, they're warming up.
I mean, you could see it from the start of that play, right? The second the ball goes down, it looks nice, and then you realize, like, there's no way that he's able to get around this falling player. Oh, you hate to see it. Right now, though, EG Tech, they're more than happy to. The ball's floating up and over the goal, though. Tiny's in over top. You said they were doing everything. There you go. Dunks it in to even up the score. And there's plenty of time left on this clock. These teams can start playing around with a little bit more aggression because it's another play where EG Tech's defensive side doesn't look quite as formidable as they're attacking.
All right, not just yet. And I guess, and again, that might be a thing with Rocket League where sometimes playing defense can be a lot easier than offense. It all comes down to what is your individual mechanical skills. You can really depend on your own, really depend on the fundamentals to get you through defense. But it's going to be situations like that where if you don't have the right timing, if you don't have the right depth perception, you're just going to get dumped on. And Chansey misses out on his own chance to actually take up the ball and clear it out towards the side. Salvo, that's easy peasy. That's a 3rd goal for EG Tech.
Yeah, good capitalization by Salvo to get that one in. Now there's another opportunity for Microsoft offense. A great challenge. The 50-50s from Microsoft offense have actually been incredible so far. I think that's been by far the strongest part of their play because EG Tech, I don't think they've won a single one of these. It's led to a good bit of ball possession, but not quite a goal yet with a minute left. They're going to be needing one as this is very, very dangerous territory. They've got to start playing more aggressive. And honestly, it feels like that's kind of the theme of this whole game, Gus. You know what they say, right? The best defense is just a better offense. And right now, that might just be the case between these 2 teams.
Might just be that, but EG Tech, we've seen a good balance between the 2 thus far. No insane showcase on defense, no insane rotations, just really good, clean Rocket League thus far. And for Microsoft offense, it's almost literally the same. I don't see any striking errors in their play other than what is some mechanical failures in a sense. Where, again, you go up for the ball, it's a little bit off-timed, and even that is going to affect your team going forward, kind of like in a butterfly effect. But, again, it's going to be things like that that they can definitely clean up going forward, but they need to act now. 15 seconds left. Boogs in the back line, looking for a boost, has to get it, just trying to defend it against Nyland. In comes the counterattack with only 10 seconds left. Tiny up to Boogs. Salvo stops it. Chansey has to go up for it, keep the ball up. It's going to hit the corner. We're at 1, just needs to hit the ground. Oh, man, that last tap, too, was a little bit of a fake. And ladies and gentlemen, EG Tech, they're going to take game number 1, and albeit a close game.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft offense were actually able to keep that a lot closer. And honestly, for as nice as Microsoft offense looked at times, I feel like EG Tech both scored most of those goals and allowed the goals to be scored on themselves very often, right? As good as their attacking side is, they leave so many holes in the defense, and there's definitely room for Microsoft offense to come in and take advantage of this. And honestly, as much as I'm a fan of controlled play, as much as I'm a fan of very intentional touches onto the ball, I think a little bit of booting it downfield and giving EG Tech a gut check every once in a while might just be the play here.
Yeah, I mean, really just trying to strike on them in terms of just hard rotations, hard clears sometimes, because it just works, you know, because here's the thing with EG Tech. They do have a really good offense going on at the moment, but like I mentioned, we haven't seen anything too crazy in terms of their defense. This is going to be a very, very hard game for Microsoft offense. That is already known going forward. So maybe the best way that they could possibly get themselves a little bit of a kip up on their competition is, why not go for the cheesy goals? Just go for a huge bump downfield. At least if you miss out on the goal, you're at least going to have a little bit more time to kind of collect yourselves off the rotation back and really just try to counterattack from that position going forward. It's small things like that that could help your team going forward. But Microsoft Offense 365, at this point, they need to depend on the play-by-play, and they need to depend on their skills, because we are heading into game number 2, and Joe Boogs, a player that was relatively quiet in game 1, already pops off. Not exactly a goal, but it was close.
I mean, oh my God, I was just about to mention that last game we saw it open up with a goal from EG Tech, and how it wasn't the case this one, but Salvo just got set up by the Microsoft offense player, and this is what I'm talking about, man. It's these touches towards half field. It's the ones that they're allowing EG Tech to get their hands on that are trapping them within their own half. You just need to break apart the attacking side and get the ball moving into the other half to create a little bit of extra pressure and to punish EG Tech for all of their overcommitment. But that hasn't really been the case as of yet. A slow ball laid right up to Nyland now. Down the sideline. Oh no. He's completely brained two of the players so far, but across the center is going to be more than enough. Shimmy lays it on in for a second and to solidify EG Tech's lead.
That's massive. Like I mentioned, why I mentioned Joe Boogs was a little bit quiet was mainly because he was trying to be a little bit more of a linchpin over towards the defensive side. But it's mainly just that one player that he's just been designated there. And Lord, I don't even think it matters. I don't even think anyone can be designated to defense. I don't think any of these players on Microsoft offense can even fit on this field, because EG Tech, they're on a whole other level. Shimmy, take a bow. What a tap.
Oh my God, that shot was absurd. I mean, what a nice little layup. The fact that he didn't knock it into the crossbar there is ridiculous. He had to get so little power on that to do what he wanted to. And it looked amazing. EG Tech have leveled up. You said it. They're on just a new degree of Rocket League that we haven't seen from them before. In just the first minute of this game, and a lot of times you want to see the adaptation come out from the team that ended up losing the first, but at this point, I don't think it's adaptation that's happened for EG Tech. It's just the mechanics got a lot cleaner.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, this is mainly the team that we've said that we're very, very surprised didn't actually make it out of the group stage into Division 1 at least. Yes, they are still alive. That's why they're here in Division 2. But I mean, like you mentioned, the only 2 L's that they ended up taking on were against Division 1 teams. That to me is a little bit ridiculous, considering the fact that EG Tech was just so close. But now they can have a real fun time here in Division 2. They got to keep things clean, and they're really giving themselves a showcase here against Microsoft offense thus far. But we have a whole lot more Rocket League to play. It is only game 2. Who knows what type of magic we'll see from the good old offensive 365 side.
They're doing a decent job of controlling the ball at this point. EG Tech are just playing at such pace. This is going to be a good opportunity, but there's not really that much boost for Tiny. You might get a crossing, but oh, he turned it into a shot! Oh, with as little boost as he had, it didn't look like he could do much of anything with that. But it's been converted into a very, very important goal.
And that's massive, again, for Microsoft offense. For a team that was dry on goals this game, Tiny stepping up to the plate. A player that, again, you kind of went a little, you know, your eyes were opened in a sense, a little bit of like a silent Pog champ for a second there in game number 1 when he just went on a run in terms of defense and counter-attacking prowess. That does give his team a little bit more hope now to see that Tiny is back. But Joe Boogs, Chansey, got to step up to the plate too. Here comes Joe. Beautiful pass. Chansey gets into a 50-50 against Shimmy. But there you go. The spirit is back for Microsoft, and only half the game has gone by.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time to make this comeback count. It's dangerous territory for EG Tech. They need to make sure they don't get overconfident here, right? It's been the bane of their existence for so long. I mean, you look at the games that they ended up losing, and they were pretty much all exactly for that reason. They're able to keep up, but when they get a little bit too big for their britches, they let go of goals, and Microsoft offense are not going to be letting those go easily anytime soon. Up the line goes Joe. Salvo to keep it locked in. Good boost control, though, by EG Tech. They're not letting Microsoft offense get any of this.
No, not at all. They're taking full control of the midfield. And for a team, again, like I mentioned, if you're trying to prevent that cheesy play style of just booting it upfield and just taking it from there, this is how you stop it. Just take full control of the wing, just have presence over towards midfield, and that's really all you need. You get to stop these clears as early as possible, and you don't even allow it to go to your own side. But now in comes Chansey off of a little bit of a scuffle over towards the corner. Salvo, good stop. That's going to knock it to the wing where Shimmy is going to be ready for a counterattack. Joe Boogs, what a challenge. Nyland is there. It's back to Shimmy. Shimmy can't go for it. Chansey takes it back. One player over towards the defensive side. Joe Boogs playing up with it, taking his time, but still wins it. Pass to Tiny. Microsoft offense. They're finally developing.
I mean, they're locking in some creative plays, but EG Tech are locking in a solid defense. Down a man, though, now. Could make things interesting. Joe Boogs off the wall to lay it up to Chansey. The touch could have been great. It could have led them to a goal, but it's just barely not going to. Now Salvo in, just getting a boot on the ball. Joe Boogs to try and keep him honest on the other side of the field. Tiny to lay it in. No! Just a missed touch is going to leave Joe Boogs hanging.
Tap forward, that's a perfect pass in every sense of the word, but no player is going to be there to collect it. Tiny taking his time, but Salvo again coming in flying to get that save away. And now with 20 seconds left, chances are diminishing, but Tiny, if he can get a goal off this run, it could work out in their favor. But nah, that's gotta be it. Game number 2, most likely going towards the side of EG Tech, but what a battle for Microsoft at the very end.
I mean, it's feeling like that second goal, I mean, may have been the nail in the coffin. All those, I mean, 30 seconds for 3 goals. That was just obscene from EG Tech. One of the best rallies we've seen from them, maybe ever.
Nuts.
The one redirect goal into the top of the net was just, I mean.
That one did it. Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Mwah. That one did it. It was beautiful. But even then, you had that first 30 seconds, but for 4 whole minutes, Microsoft offense was able to hold off the EG Tech side no matter what type of attack that they were going for. And it's mainly because they weren't able to develop. We saw plays going downfield and lots of great passes going towards midfield. But Microsoft offense, because again, it's just that whole Rocket League mindset where the deeper that you get into a set, the more mechanically sound that you're going to be in a sense. So what we saw from them was really good rotations. They were really kind of reading out their opponent. They had the download in a sense, and their defense was spectacular for the rest of the game. But it just so happened to be that they weren't awake for the first couple seconds of the game, and they ended up going down 3-0. Offense 365. Boy, do they have a chance going into game 3 and the rest of the set. But EG Tech, they have firmly placed themselves above their opponents.
Yeah, they've got a real solid shot at trying to get this one through, and I think they could break it. As long as they don't get scored on early again by EG Tech, they'll be fine. I don't think this team wants to be playing from...
Door!
Excuse me?
Why is my name Navik?
Oh, no.
Do you miss Navik that much?
Did I not change that? Oh, no.
Do you miss Navik that much?
Okay, we're going to the game.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Hey,
Navik's a beautiful looking man. You know, I'll say
he is. Yeah,
he's very handsome, tall
lately.
and handsome.
He's feeling great, like tall, dark, handsome. The new glasses. I mean,
exactly.
I wish I could have flowing locks like that. But you know, some of us just can't. Some of us just can't live up to it.
It's all good. It's like, hey, we'll fix it later, ladies and gentlemen. We're heading right into game number 3, and it's already a breakaway for Shimmy. You'll love to see it purely because of what was a little bit too much. Not only just reliance, but just early attack from Microsoft offense, where simply they had nobody over towards the back line ready to go on a rotation. Double commit over towards the wing, and that's going to be as easy peasy for Shimmy as you could get.
clutch over top now for Microsoft offense. Again, are playing from behind. It feels so good when they can play an even game, but it hasn't been. And EG Tech, they look good on whichever side they decide to actually... Oh, that's a very open goal. Not quite anymore as two players whiff over. Chansey up for a touch. Shimmy's going to put it in his own net if he's not careful. Back out now. Tiny, they need to defend this goal line right now. Salva's going to lay it right back down to their teammate. Bounces off the wall, though. Fortunately for the offense side, it's going to give them still a little bit of breathing room here, but they're not out of the woods yet. Still floating around. Shimmy looking to get it up and centered, doing so appropriately, but a nice bump. Give them the space they need to build out. Tiny up. Oh, what a fake. Lays in another cross. Great 50-50 by the offense side. Leaves the goal wide open. It's far post. Salvo, though, in for the save.
That's massive. Tiny not only went for the fake, but he positioned himself perfectly to essentially win out a 50-50. The angle that his opponent was coming from over towards the goal, he placed him on the other side of the ball just so he could deflect it back. That is wonderful. That is beautiful. And now it's going to be small plays like that that can really drive Microsoft offense forward. But EG Tech, it always seems like they at least have one more all-star in their back lines to stop an attack. It's almost ridiculous in a sense. And Chansey, oh, Chansey, no boost to be able to kind of even make his way back towards the defensive side. And the flop. Hate to see it. 3 minutes left in the game, and EG Tech are up 2-0.
On the bright side, it could be worse. Like last game, and you have 3 goals in 1 minute. Again, feels like the early game is just letting Microsoft offense down. The second it reaches later, it feels so much more even.
Oh no, no!
No! Oh, Shimmy is not going to
get a hat trick for
breaks.
Shimmy. No, but Shimmy, that was beautiful. Battle Joe Boogs on barely any boost. Use all of it from that kickoff, and again, perfect for Shimmy. It worked out in his favor, but boy, oh boy, I think this might have been the most underwhelming, maybe unorthodox hat trick that I've ever seen. Shimmy, he has had almost a clear path every time, but purely because he makes it seem like it. He has cleared up his own path. He has been firing at all cylinders on the offensive side, and to the point where he just makes it look easy door. Here we go again, though. Chansey on the front lines. Again, this almost feels like a script. 2:45 left in the game. Once again, we're going to get a goal from the Microsoft offense side, at least putting it within 2. But let's see how the battle goes for the rest of the game. We're halfway through, and EG Tech looks like they firmly have control over it. Microsoft offense, they need to fix up a couple of their holes over towards the midfield door.
I mean, for the most part, whenever they do score goals, though, it is signaled them stemming the bleeding. At least a little bit for the time being. And now, oh, this is a dangerous attack for them. Joe Boogs over. This will get laid into the corner by Nyland, but back center by Tiny, who's there for the finish. No, Chansey just barely off the line, a little bit too far. Still with possession of the ball, though. Microsoft offense should be able to stop this one from going too far. A big double commit by EG Tech, but it's not taking advantage of. Microsoft offense sticking a little bit too close to their own line right now, but they'll finally get that ball out of the danger zone.
Too funny. Two players, of course, they bump right into each other, and well, they just have a moment where they look into each other's eyes very lovingly, and then they realize what sort of situation they're in, and they have to break apart for a second. Chansey used the charm, and in the end, it's gonna end up in them fainting. 4-1. 150 left in the game. Shimmy with the 4 goals.
It's Shimmy.
Oh, man.
I mean, so much from this one player. And it looks ridiculous at this point. The level of individuality that EG Tech have. And as good as Microsoft offense, the rotations are, the team play has looked pretty solid from them. The mechanics have been firmly in favor of EG, especially since Game 2 when they really came online. They got all warmed up. And, you know, they were playing games before this, but it's a different feel to actually get into the game and start feeling out a lot of the aerials. And now Microsoft's offense, they got to make up for 3 goals in 1 minute and 30. Gus, it's not the most impossible thing ever, but it damn sure isn't likely.
Damn sure isn't likely, purely because of the fact that Microsoft offense, they just haven't had the best of offenses. You got to listen, man. I mean, these players, they have had to work so hard to get the goals that they've gotten thus far. I think the easiest thing that they've gotten is a clear goal. And other than that, you know, EG Tech, they've made it so difficult for these players to actually make it towards that defensive line. And eventually when they do, they already have a player back on goal, ready and raring to go off that 50-50. So at this point, it's just an entire minefield that Microsoft offense somehow has to make their way through. With 50 seconds left, they're 3 goals down. They're still battling. In comes Chansey. Joe Boog's in the back. Had to capitalize off of that, but simply not going to be able to. Tiny, good play, but Nyland is already there. Consistent attack is going to equalize, and yet another EG goal. Shimmy, his teammates called him out after game 1. Just like, oh yeah, by the way, Shimmy is our top goal scorer after he didn't score a singular goal in game 1. Come game number 3, man has 5 goals. Unbelievable.
Call that a 5-gallon hat trick, baby. Oh my God, it's huge.
Jeez.
And now he's looking for more even. Brooks is barely able to get that one out of the back. Can Microsoft offense come in? I mean, right now, from offense, I'm looking for just a goal. I'm looking for something to go out of this match on at least a high point here. Try and take this one home with a little bit of your head up. But Salvo's not giving him any breaks up and into the center. It's a dangerous shot left out by the orange defender. Shimmy now in and over top to lay it down to Nyland, who dunks it on in. 6-1, Gus. Gus, you're here. Oh. And you know what this means. This means not...
No, don't say it. Don't say it. I know that it's a curse that happens to me specifically all the time.
Yeah, my favorite Brazilian caster.
God dang it. It happens every time. Almost every time that I'm on any broadcast.
One more for me,
you name
it. One more.
No way. It's not happening, right?
It's going down the field. I promise.
Yes. Yes.
No,
ladies and gentlemen, G-Tech wins 6-1 at the very end. A 3-0 W. And Door, the curse doesn't happen to myself either, but EG Tech, they seem to be a real pain for Microsoft offense today.
Yeah, I mean, they look solid as realistically ever. It's exactly what we expected, right? They barely, and I mean barely, didn't make it into Division 1. As for Division 2 teams, I'm almost certain they're just going to be dominating down here, right? Like, that has to be your assumption at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like we both mentioned, this is a team that they already did have a very dominant run throughout the regular season phase, and now that they're down here in Division 2, where almost literally all of the top competition, they're gone. They're playing games up in Division 1 now, where again they're just waiting for their opponents for the playoff season or the playoff stage, and at this point, it's free real estate for EG Tech. They could really balance out their entire play style. They can really focus on their pure mechanics against these teams, try out new things, because that's all they really need to do. They don't have to overexert themselves. Yes, there are really good teams throughout this stage. There are teams that should be in Division number 1 in the same form as EG Tech. But this team has so much potential. I would not be surprised by any means to see this team back in playoffs. But for now, you have to give a little bit of the tip of the hat to good old Microsoft offense. They really did sort of come together towards game number 2. And, you know, that's that sort of glimpse that you really have to look out for. That's when they're really at their pure flow. But EG Tech, somehow they were able to completely break that up in game number 3, explode for a 6-1 scoreline. And, well, now we just have to wait and see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Because for now, Dwyer, we're done with our broadcast.
Hold on. We get an interview. We get an interview with the winners. EG Tech have earned it. I remember the last time we had them on broadcast, I'm pretty sure that was one of their 2 losses. So I think they've been waiting to get here. Ladies and gents, we'll toss to a quick little break. We'll be back with one of these EG Tech players to get a little insight into that victory mindset. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We promised you guys an interview and a quick break. Well, we got a quick break, and now it's time for the second part of that promise. Shimmy is up and in the call. Big win to start off your Division 2 run. It's a shame to see you here. We both felt like you deserved Division 1 easily, but you guys look dominant holding it down up against Microsoft offense. How'd it feel to get that first win on your shoulders?
It was good. I thought we played well today. Sometimes we're kind of a mixed bag, but I think we showed up today.
Yeah, and I really just want to hear from you guys in terms of a mentality standpoint. How was the call? I mean, were you guys just vibing the entire time? We saw banter in chat earlier too. So, what's sort of the vibe for your team going into this Division 2 stage?
Yeah, we were just trying to have fun with it. I think we do not that great the more serious we take it. So just trying to keep everyone in good spirits and just have fun. And I think it worked out today.
Yeah, well, I mean, clearly 5 goals to your name in the third game, like, and they were gorgeous shots. I mean, during the second game with those first 3 goals, you guys ramped up the mechanics to a degree that I'm not sure we've seen from you guys yet. So it's really, really good to see you guys playing comfortable and to that level. What do you think actually spurred on that increase, though? Because you guys were hitting some ridiculous
Yeah.
goals on those shots.
Yeah. So with CEA, there's like a lot of like skill difference between the teams. So you kind of have to adjust your play to who you're playing. So I think once in the first 2 games, we kind of figured out where they're at. Just kind of figured out what to do game 3 to make it all work.
Yeah, I assume that, right? Because we were kind of saying before the game is that you guys were pretty much on a higher level in a sense in terms of mechanical skill. That's why we are both legitimately surprised that you guys didn't make it into Division 1. As you guys come into Division 2 now and really just trying to drive out to playoffs, what exactly have you guys adjusted anything? Has there been any sort of dynamic changes? Because I wouldn't expect that you guys had changed much. The only 2 losses that you guys took was to current Division 1 teams. Is there really anything that you guys are looking to change throughout the next couple of weeks, or just keep up the vibe that you guys have now?
Just keeping up the vibe, and after our losses, we usually get together and we talk about why we think we lost or whatever, and just try to work it out and be self-reflective on our gameplay and what we need to do better. I think we all take criticism pretty well, so we trust when our teammates say something about what we need to do to adjust our game, and we just try to keep tweaking it until it starts working, and then try to keep it there long enough to win.
Hey man, that's a winning mindset. And now, before I let you go, because you win, I'll go ahead and give you your soapbox to stand on. Shout out whoever, whatever you want to do right now. Get it off your chest while you got the interview.
I don't really have too much to say other than buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. Thank you.
Invest. Stonks, ladies and gentlemen.
Invest. Yeah. Go all in. It's worth it. Trust me. This is financial advice.
CEA does not condone and or relate to any.
Does not endorse.
Where's the legal team? Somewhere.
It's somewhere, right? We can find somebody,
it
but
was him, not us. Anyways,
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm not joking.
He's not joking. Anyways, hey, huge congratulations, man. Good luck in the rest of Division 2. We can't wait to see you guys in that finals bracket.
Yeah, thank you. See you guys
later. And like Gus said earlier, a little bit prematurely, we're now done with our broadcast. Thank you so much for popping along. If you want to follow me, Door_cast right down there. Follow Upmind over there. Upmind_ on Twitter. Helps us out both massively. But until next week, you guys know exactly what's happening. Same time, same place. More Rocket League action. Don't miss it.